In today's video, I wanted to talk about proper watering, and I'll show you how I thought I was doing it right, but I wasn't. I wasn't watering enough, and the soil has become hydrophobic at this point. Before we get started, I just want to say I really appreciate the people that have subscribed and liked my videos. It really helps out the channel a lot. So if you like the content you're seeing on this channel, please like and subscribe. So first I'll start with these containers here. The soil in these containers is not hydrophobic at this point, but what that means is once it gets dry, this one's dry, there's nothing even planted in here, but once it gets dry and you water it, the water just kind of runs off. See how the water's running off? And you have to water. You can't just water it and then move on. You have to water it multiple times. You have to water a little like this, let it soak in, and come back to it. Go ahead and water the other ones, let it soak in a little, then move to a different one. Let these soak in. I've actually watered this morning already some. And then come back to this one. And as you can see, the water is still standing in there. And that's because the soil has become what they call hydrophobic. And that just means that it's dried out so much, it's hard for the water to absorb it, and it just mostly runs off. So you got to keep coming back, even though I'm watering basically a weed. You got to keep coming back. So I'll come back maybe in 30 minutes and do that one again. Well, if I had plants in there, I would do that. Potatoes the same way. You water some, and then you move on. And then I would need to water probably a good 20 seconds in here, and then come back and do this one again. Let that water soak in good. And then maybe come back in about 30 minutes and water it again. Now that wasn't enough water, but I've already watered these potatoes this morning, twice actually. I'll talk a little bit about this GreenStalk vertical garden I have. I really love this thing, but there's the one problem I have with it is proper watering. If it rains, it really doesn't get down to the plants. Whatever falls in these pockets is all that it gets, and rain's not enough. Now you need to fill this thing up multiple times. So what I'll do is I'll fill this up. Let me get this full. I'll come back. Well, it's emptying about as fast as I can fill it, but as you can see in that hole in the center, it goes down, and there's little reservoirs on each level, all the way to the bottom. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels, and each level has a little white reservoir. Let's see if I can see one. You can barely see it down in there. So you have to fill this up enough to where it starts running out the bottom. Now it's not happening yet, so I'll show you. I'll come back when it starts running out the bottom. Okay, I've filled it up enough to where you can see now it's actually running out the bottom here. And so what that means is these little reservoirs, we can see it right there. I think each one holds maybe a gallon. I'm guessing about a gallon. You know that when it runs out the bottom, you know they're all full. So that was probably a gallon per level, and that's not really enough. I would say come back in 30 minutes and do it again. And then some of these pockets where it looks like it might be getting dry, I'll water these pockets and make sure this gets plenty of water. Now this needs to be cleaned up. This lettuce needs to be pulled out. The old fod needs to be pulled out. The cabbages are still growing, but see how dry that looks down in there? I would go ahead and just fill these pockets up one at a time with maybe about that much water, and then come back and fill this reservoir up again until it overflows again. And that should get it for about 3 days, I would think. And that's kind of hot weather we're having now, up close to 90. Move on to the raised bed gardens. So what you don't want to do is this. You don't want to water from the top at all. It can spread diseases, funguses, and the water doesn't get down in there very good. So you want to get this. I have this wand here that is, I don't know, maybe 3 feet, and I can just stick it right down in here and just water directly to the base of the plants and get it in there good. And you want to really soak this good. And it would bore you to death if I soaked it as long as I need to, but I would say a good 30 seconds at least in this one little spot right here, at least, and then move on to different spots. and water at the base like this. Don't water the tops of the plants. It won't get down there as good, and it can spread and create fungus and diseases to start growing. So this is how you want to water, at the base like this. You see, that's soaking in pretty good. I've already watered this morning once, and that's going right down good. So that's how you want to do that. Again, water at the base. Get it good and soaked, because it takes a lot more water than you think it does to get this watered. I'm going to show you an example here in a minute for some areas where I haven't watered this morning. Okay, this is an area of my garden where I had garlic planted, and I pulled all that up, and the broccoli is about to come out. I'm going to get some of these shoots today and probably pull this out. But this, I haven't watered this real good. Let me show you how dry this is. This is well, down in the bottom there. There's a little moisture down in there, but it needs watering. So to water this, let me show you an example of hydrophobic soil and what happens. If I water this, let me just water this one spot right here. Now see how it's running out of the raised bed actually? Now you think that was a pretty good amount of watering I did, right? Let's see what it looks like down in there. You pull back, look, it's dry, mostly dry. A little bit of wet moisture in there, but for the most part, it's dry. So you really got to water it good and then come back and do it again. Now if you've seen my other gardening video I've done, I've got this irrigation drip system to water, and that's for deep watering. I run it for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and that gets a deep water, and it drips slowly, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. But I've got this coming in right here and into this little Y, and I just turn, and it's on right now actually. So I'm currently watering with this drip irrigation. Now this is I forget what it's called, but it restricts the pressure down to a maximum of 15 psi, so it keeps from blowing out the little fittings and everything in the system. And on each bed I have a on-off switch. Basically, if I want to turn off the water to this bed, I can do that right here. Turn that off. Now, I was following the Millennial gardener who has an excellent video on this. I'll put a link below to show how he did it. And I thought this would look like so much work, but it really wasn't. I finished it in half a day, or maybe a little over half a day. So I run to all the beds this way. Got a little piece there if I wanted to expand, and I've got this just strung out over in there somewhere. The ends right there. I was thinking I might water something over there, but I never did do that. A faucet, I forget what this is called, but it doesn't allow water to flow back into the house from the drip irrigation system. I got this on Drip Depot. I'll put a link below. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about this drip system I got here. So here's where it comes into this bed. Here's my on-off switch. And then you just puncture a hole in this pipe, and it has a fitting you stick in, and then you run this drip line across your bed. And it's running right now. Let's find an emitter. So there's one there. You can see it's just slowly dripping. And I'll let that run for maybe another hour to get a really deep watering on the garden. We've only had one significant rain in like the last month, so the ground is pretty dry, and I've been watering what I thought was enough, but not enough. As you can see, the tomatoes are starting to come in good here. My wife is upset because I forgot to plant a sun gold tomato. I thought I had a sun gold tomato planted, but it turns out that it was something else. But we've had a volunteer sprout up, and guess what? It's the sun gold. Boy, is she happy. So that's about everything I want to cover on this video today. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the video. More subscribers means more people like the content I'm putting out here, and it makes me feel like I'm doing what people like to see. So I'm glad to do these videos. It does take a lot of time, but I do enjoy it, and thanks for watching.